that.
She's introducing the Glee Club also.
Yes, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you know.
Yep. Yeah, Don gave me everything.
Okay.
Yep.
And it looks like the ambassador is here.
Okay.
So, yes, I'm ready. Good, how are you? Do you see Renata anywhere? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Coach, how are you? Nice to see you. How have you been? Good, good. We've got a good football season going. Hi, thanks for coming out. It's good to see everybody. Howdy, how are you? How's everyone doing? Good? Hi.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this year's State of the University Address.
My name is Naya Smith, and I have the honor of serving as our student body president within our Associated Student Government. So thank you, everyone, for being here today, and thank you to all of those who are joining us online. So before the president begins his address, it is my pleasure to welcome the Miami University Men's Glee Club, who will now perform When We Sing. That was amazing, wasn't it? Now can we give another big round of applause for our Miami University Men's Glee Club? The Glee Club makes every event special, and we are so grateful that they could be here with us today. And now, it is my great pleasure to introduce Miami University's 22nd president in his 8th year at Miami University, President Greg Crawford.
Thank you. Thank you, Naya. Well, welcome. It's great to have everybody here today. We have a lot to cover today, so hang on. I think the over-under today is going to be about an hour and 2 minutes. That's what they're predicting. But nevertheless, I wanted to thank the Men's Glee Club. They're always just do a fantastic job. The Men's Glee Club this summer toured in Scotland, in England, and France. And here's a picture of them in the Liverpool Cathedral. They also performed at Normandy at the cemetery on Memorial Day and in the American Cathedral in Paris. And they just do a fantastic job. I absolutely have an amazing memory of the Glee Club. It was 2017, and I traveled with them to Europe, and we were in Luxembourg, and they sang on Memorial Day then at the Luxembourg Cemetery, which is where General Patton is buried, and it was just an amazing experience. And then I also just wanted to sort of welcome a very special guest here today, Ambassador Nicole Binter-Bakshian. Could you please stand? Ambassador... Ambassador Binter-Bakshian is the ambassador to the United States from Luxembourg. So welcome, and it's great to have you on campus. And Naya and Jules, thank you so much. Naya and Jules are the student body president and vice president at ASG, and they ran their campaign around building the table. And they're just two extraordinary individuals. Their pillars were unity, sustainability, and empowerment. And this past weekend, what they had is a Red Hawk Day of Service. It was the inaugural one, and more than 100 students actually showed up to serve the community and get out there and help others. And so thank you, Naya and Jules, and all of ASG for all that you do. We're grateful. Let's give them a big round of applause. Well, I want to start off with facing our challenges. And so higher ed faces many challenges. There's many sort of nationwide universities, colleges, and community colleges have many headwinds in front of them. And I'm sure you've been reading the media and the press about these headwinds. A lot of these are external pressures that actually sort of put pressure on budgets and enrollment and various things. And what I wanted to do was go through a few of these with you, and also so we can better understand and address these in the future as we build out a transformative vision for the future of Miami. And so first, I would say the disruption in higher ed is by many factors, and I can only name a few here. So first, there's technology and the artificial intelligence, which is a paradigm-changing technology. We have perceptions. Higher ed, in fact, is not perceived very well today, and I'll show you some data on that. The competition is pretty extraordinary, and the competition's not just coming from other schools, but there's a lot of other options other than college for 18-year-olds to actually pursue. Funding at the state level has been down for decades, and the demographic shifts are coming our way, and they're hot and heavy. They're lowering, and I'll give you some data on birth rates. And then, of course, the cost of education. And I think for the first time in a long time, we have to answer the question, why is college worth it? And so let's go through a few of these things. First, on the state share of instruction. In Ohio, you can see where we kind of stand on those yellow dots. That's about 10% or less of our budget on a given year. And you can see over the past 2.5 decades, that number has been relatively static, bumping largely below about $70 million. We also looked at the Consumer Price Index over that 2.5 decades, and the HEPI, which is the Higher Education Price Index, and we took their averages. And you can actually see that swath there in the gray and the blue lines, which is probably where the funding should be at a level to keep up with inflation for so long. And so we continuously have to effectively watch our budgets and figure out how to address those, because they're effectively shortfalls in the budget. So over the last decade and a half, Academic Affairs has reduced their budget by 43, and the non-academic affairs budgets have been reduced by about 76 million to actually keep up with this. And in fact, we didn't just reduce and not put it back in, but in a lot of cases, the non-academic budgets were reduced and repurposed back into the academic side. And that's been our focus for a long time. So that's one challenge. The next challenge is focused on the demographic changes and the birth rate. And what this map shows you is the population prediction for the change in population of 18-year-olds from 2025 to 2035. And you can see the turquoise there in the state of Ohio is going to run between -5 and 10%. Well, in fact, if you look out 12 years, we're going to have a drop in 18-year-olds by about 8% in the coming years. And then Indiana, Illinois, New York, and Connecticut, where we do well in terms of recruiting students from out of state, those are also shrinking probably at a little faster rate than Ohio. But we've done some strategic focusing and put some efforts in Connecticut and Illinois, and we've seen some increases in there. And so we may have to fight a little harder to get less students, but we're sure going to do that and keep up the momentum that way. And then this is very interesting from the perspective of what students are studying today. It's their choice on where to spend their tuition dollars and what they choose to study. And in many cases, they're kind of moving towards more of the professional disciplines. And so if you kind of look up here, the bars are sort of the overall number of the graduates in those degree areas, and the bubbles are the change in sort of the percent change of those degrees over a decade. And so what you can see there is that business and health professions are the two largest, and in fact, they're about 30% or more of the total student interest in our country. And then if you look at the bubbles, you can see health professions, biological sciences and medicine, psychology, engineering, and computer science. With those bigger bubbles, that means their growth was much larger over the past decade. And the red dots are where there's shrinkage in some programs. And so now, if we look at Miami University, we can see that those majors actually map onto what we're doing here at the university, where students are selecting to go for their major. And so about 72% of our students at Miami are in this top 30 majors that you can see there on the right, and they mimic and map onto what I showed you on the national data. Then if you look the number of majors, that means if you have a double major, we'll give you 2 votes in this category. About 67 of the majors are in those top 30. And the double majors, there's people with double majors students have 31% have it, 2 in the top 30 category, and then 46, 1 in the top 30 category. So there's kind of been a big shift there. And then when you look and dig a little bit deeper, 88% of our students choose a major in the top 60 of our degree programs. Then there's 143 in total. So we're seeing shifts in interest take place, not just on the national scale, but right here at Miami as well. And this one is concerning to me, in fact. This is a Gallup poll on higher education. And what it shows is they surveyed the citizens and they asked them, do you have a lot of confidence or quite a lot of confidence in higher education? Now, you can kind of dig into these sort of numbers deeply, but let's just look at the macro numbers here. If you look at 2015, you can see that almost every single one of those categories across political party, race, and gender and age was above 50%. That people had a lot of confidence in us. Then you go ... to today in 2023, you can see except for one category, the Democrats in that whole section there are all below 50%. So we lost a lot of sort of confidence in higher ed today. And then that right category, the percent change over those 8 years, they're all minus signs, and some of them are big minus signs. So we have to take back the narrative. We're going to have to explain the value of college to everybody out there as people contemplate whether or not they want to choose to go to college, and whether or not 18-year-olds are going to want to go to college as well. And then higher ed's a very competitive landscape today. It's very unlike maybe a smartphone or an iPhone industry when you look at it. The smartphones, in fact, kind of dominated by a few companies, of course, and there's distinctiveness between the products. But in higher ed, we have more than 3,900 colleges and universities, and if you look at them all across, it's very hyper-competitive, I would say. And in addition to that, there's less students going there, so there's less demand than there once was. And if you look at Miami's market share in there, it's a sliver, maybe 0.1 or 0.2% if you calculate it, but it's very small. And so we have to be distinctive in a marketplace which is largely sort of after the same kind of person, 18-year-olds, and we focus on research, teaching and service, changing lives, and uplifting humanity. But many of us have sort of the same mission or focus, and so we have to look to be very distinctive in this marketplace. And so as the competition gets tighter, so does the number of schools there. And so on our short and long-term strategies, what we're focused in on is how do we adapt to this dynamic change and this intense competition, and how do we attack the budget pressures that we're facing on the supply and demand side, and also the shift in student interest moving towards different degree options than they were in the past. And so to address this, we really got to build out sort of a really bold and transformative strategy in the coming year and take that and sort of set Miami up and position it for the future. So first, we're going to finish the existing strategic plan. And I want to have a big shout out to Professor Bob Applebaum and Julie Gachard, who 5 years ago delivered us a plan that we've been going right through COVID with that plan, and it served Miami University well. And so the next step is building out a new plan as we kind of wrap this one up in the semester or two and start moving in a new direction. The second thing we're doing is looking at operations and technology. And one of the aspects of that, or one of the elements, is that we'll sort of move into a new enterprise system. So that back office stuff that we do, the way we engage people in our data sets and so forth in our offices, we'll get very sort of lot of new sort of technology there. And so we'll bring that up to speed with Workday and really be doing a lot of great things with that in the future and become much more effective and much more efficient. And then the third thing, we're going to align with student demand, and the provost office is undergoing a review looking at all degree programs now and how they align with the shifting student interest who are seeking more of those professional degree programs. It started off with our strategic plan a few years ago, and there was this APIP process, and what it was is we looked at degree programs and we had improvement plans and moving forward, and so some programs improved and others will probably be eliminated from that process step. And the next thing the provost office will do will be looking at these low-enrolled majors and seeing how to adapt to this new world where the career focus is intense by the students coming in as first years. And so next, the provost will also look at various aspects of how we can be more interdisciplinary on campus and cross-teach across disciplines and colleges, and also ask the question of what does our liberal education look like in 2023 and beyond? And they put together a great group, Provost Mullinex, and also Tim Melly, the Center Director of the Humanities Center, and they're asking that question. And so as we move forward then on the broad engagement aspect, we'll be looking to speak to everybody, internal constituencies, external constituencies. We'll engage the government, industry, consultants, alumni, just to really sort of build out what it is and what's coming our way from high school, and also what industry and the forecasting industry are looking for, and also the professional schools in the future. And so we'll be working to build out an environmental scan to really understand the forces, the pressures facing higher ed today, and how we can position Miami in the best possible way as we move into these new headwinds that we haven't seen before in the past. And we'll be engaging consultants and all these different stakeholders to really figure out how we can best position the university for a great future. And so building out that transformative plan will be exciting. We'll reimagine what the university will be doing in the future and how we'll all work together to kind of reimagine probably a more competitive landscape than we've ever had before, and how we attract and recruit students in such a place. It'll be a little bit different than past plans because we'll get out there and probably do a whole lot more engagement, but more importantly, it'll be a plan we'll have a feedback loop, so we'll continually look at it. It won't be a blueprint for 5 or 10 years, but rather it'll be something that we continuously update throughout the time. So really looking forward to that. This little chart on the side is sometimes shown for products or sometimes shown for industries or service industries. And what it is how do you keep that momentum and grow these ideas? And so once one starts going and you have a market control over it, then it kind of dies off. You have to have another one rising to actually keep your momentum flowing. So in higher ed, you may look at that number one and say, well, that was international students, and we had a great jump on those post-recession, and then it kind of flipped over on us during 2016, 2017, and certainly way down during COVID. The second one might be these blockbuster professional programs at the master's level. Many schools have done some that got really popular, and they generate a lot of revenue for the universities. And the third one is what's next for all of us. What's going to be that next big thing? It may be an evolution or it may be a revolution in terms of what we do and how we plan for the future. So we have a lot ahead of us. So in addition to that, as we move forward with some new ideas, we also have to advance the excellence and the ideation of things here at Miami that are extraordinary. So first, on the academic side, we have to take advantage of this exceptional student body. This year, they came in with a 3.85 grade point average. Our honors college students were at 4.4. And in fact, every time I talk about the honors college, I had one group, they were an alumni group, and I told them about this 4.4 GPA. And one of them raised their hand and said, we're a Miami merger, and we didn't even have a 4.4 combined. And so they're just an extraordinary group. And the Pathways program, in fact, is a program where you start off as a regional student and you transfer into Oxford, and that's been going well, sort of large numbers there this year, lots of interest. And then we had a research record, which I'll talk about in a bit. Then on the infrastructure side, we just opened the new Clinical Health Sciences building, and it is awesome if you haven't been in there. Then next up is data science, which opens in December or January, and we'll be moving in that infrastructure and all of those professors and staff that'll work that space. And the Fisher Innovation College at Elm, that in fact is opened, and it was opened in January. So if you have a great idea, faculty, staff, or students, we want to have you over there so you can develop that further. And then, of course, our campaign is going well. We'll talk a little bit more of that later. But also, we have great sustainability efforts here at Miami. We lead the way in higher ed. And so this generation really cares about the environment, and they really are concerned about climate change. And so we're working hard to really make this institution attractive for those that really want to make change in terms of climate change. Then, of course, our community. Our student life do an amazing job. We have the best facilities for residential halls. We have great student centers and all that great stuff. And we have all the wonderful support that they provide our students for health and wellness, and capitalize on that. And then Miami University Police Department, MUPD, keep us safe in this lovely community. So we'll really advance that narrative around how safe and healthy this campus is. And then we have groups. It's called Humanities Future, led by the provost and Tim Melly, faculty member Tim Melly. And they're in fact looking at sort of envisioning what the humanities looks like in the future. And they're thinking about and looking at other best practices around the country, what others are doing. They're looking at theme-based approaches, which can be more interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary, and sort of how they can contribute to the Honors College or micro-credentials or different ways like that. So we have a lot of things we're advancing in the short term here as well as planning for the long term. And amplifying our impact. So Miami consistently attracts the best and brightest students from across the country. We're really renowned for having a student-ready campus, and that's because our faculty and staff really put their heart and soul into our students, both at the undergraduate and the graduate level. So we have a very inspired group that really inspires our students. And here's the entering class this year. The applications were really up by 36,000 over 31 the previous year. But we do think that a lot of students are actually applying to more schools, because we know there's probably fewer applying, but they may be sending out more applications. And then you can see the grand total. We're below a little bit from last year when you add up all the undergraduate students. And this in particular, we had a little bit of budget pressure there, because we actually did, if you were in our sort of budget meeting in September, we did discount more, and more families needed discounting in some of the need-based aid, so we did a lot of work in that area. Then our acceptance rate went down, which means it was more competitive to get into Miami, and then our average GPA went down a little bit as well to 3.85, slightly down. Students of color were up, and also first generation students had a big bump as well. So that's our entering class. And then outcomes for the fall of 2024. Our four-year graduation rate stuck at 73. This is one of the highest in the country for a four-year public institution. So that's a great number. Our six-year graduation rate dipped a little bit by 2%, and we believe that was still in the COVID. We still have COVID classes that are coming through, and then some didn't return to campus after the pandemic. Our retention rate this year, very good news, went from 89 to 90. That's a big deal. So it seems like just a percentage point, but that's a lot for the future also will impact our graduation rate. And our placement rate post-graduation in graduate schools or in jobs went from 98 to 99%. That's a pretty darn good number. And then finally, the starting salaries jumped to $63,000 per year on average for our students. So great stuff there. And as we look into the future, now I know this is early, but we're looking at our numbers so far in the fall. And what you can see is the indicators there. And so kind of in every category that we look at, we're really up across the board. And I want to call attention to prospects, because there's kind of a big jump there. But in the last few years, we've been actually doing some more marketing and moving down into high schools to first years and sophomores and so forth, and not just focusing in on those that are closer to college. And so we're seeing jumps in prospects there, and also inquiries to date is really going well. So good news on that front, but again, we're cautiously optimistic because we have a long way to go this year. And then with COVID and all that's going on, it's really good to really make sure that as we look at our own numbers, that we compare ourselves nationally, because we have to compare ourselves to all the other colleges and universities to see how they're doing. So if you look on the top chart there, The 6-year graduation rates, first-gen, Pell Grant, students of color, international students, and student athletes, you can see Miami is well above the national average in most of those situations. And I'd like to mention the student athlete one. This is the federal graduation rate of 79 and 69, and it doesn't take into account transfers, which are occurring a lot more in athletics now. But they have a graduation rate in athletics by the NCAA, which more accurately reflects that. And Miami's at 96%. The national average is 89, and Miami is 11th in the country in D1 for the graduation rate of its athletes. So great stuff. And if you look in Ohio there, you can see those numbers. Miami does very well, and we're well above all the averages in Ohio. So that gives us a sense of where we stand with respect to those schools that we compete with in the country. And again, the students here at Miami University are kind of knocking it out of the park. This year, we had a record year for fellowships. We had 28 national and international fellowships. And I wanted to show you kind of a few examples. Mona May Jawili, she got a USAID Pain Fellowship, which is for foreign service, and that was the first one we ever got at Miami. And second, Levi Grimm got the inaugural Reagan Fellowship for leadership. Then third, Cameron Tiefenthaler got a Truman Scholar, and it's the second one we've had in 6 years. And she focused her platform on college student voting. So we're very proud of all the accomplishments in the record year there that we've had in the fellowships on the national scale. And then if you look at the bottom there, the Phi Beta Kappa Fraternity for Arts and Science, we really did well there too as well. We had another kind of great record year with a number of students that were inducted into that honorary society. So good news on that front. On the graduate student, you can see the blue is the graduate students, the overall numbers that we have, and the red is for the master's program. The master's program is a lot bigger than the PhD program in terms of head count. And you can see COVID, we dropped down a little bit, then we bumped up last year, and we came down a little bit this year. And it's because I think the master's students also are driving that down a bit. We took some corrections during COVID, and we haven't gotten back to that kind of level quite yet. But what we are seeing is if you look in the chart below, the professional master's programs in some of those areas are growing here at Miami, much like the interest in the undergraduate level. And so we see those numbers kind of picking up and growing that way. And then our students, our fellowship, here's Buwan Bisk, who was a graduate student in biology, and he's got a Smithsonian fellowship, so a very competitive fellowship. And this year we have 6 graduate fellowships from the Smithsonian and the NSF. So the graduate students are doing phenomenal work. Now I'm going to shift gears and talk about research and discovery that are at the heart of the Miami mission. It's a foundational principle for our teacher-scholar model, and we've really been working hard to really focus in on more transdisciplinary collaboration, so working across boundaries, how to be more entrepreneurial, and maybe extend that research into a more of an applied field. We have a robust undergraduate participation, and then we also have strong VPR leadership, the Vice President for Research, who's taking us to a new level and also working on the compliance. As we grow our research enterprise, we have to also watch to make sure we're in compliance with all the rules and regulations. So here's some good news on the research evolution over the past 7 years from 2017. You can see our external grant funding has increased, and we had a record year this year at $37 million. And so it was really fantastic to see that number come in because it not only does it enable us to fund more students, graduate students, undergrads, postdocs, et cetera, but it also provides indirect costs which help us make other investments in the research enterprise that we otherwise could not do. And so next year's goal is $39 million. Then if we look at the research investments that we've made with internal dollars, we've had some sort of great success here with our rapid investment program, where we fund faculty members to get proof of concept data so they can write a proposal, and we saw a 3x return on that. One of our other programs is called Research Scholarship and Artistry at the Cornerstone, and we made investments in faculty to sort of get a proposal started there, and we had a 1.7x there. And then we had a cost-sharing program, which we called the Strategic Initiative Funds, a Cornerstone grant funding opportunity, and we had an 8.6% return on those internal investments. And so there's other ones that we did, smaller ones, from undergraduate student scholars at $120K, all the way over to program maintenance where we invested $400K. So there's a lot going on with the research enterprise and a lot of great success. And I'd love to show you a few examples. Oh, before I do that, here's the profile of our research funding. So faculty were responsible for about 43%, staff about 57%, and for this past year, totaling about $37 million And I wanted to give a big shout out to Randy Thomas, if he's here, and the Aspire office, who really did a fantastic job at leading the way. So, congratulations to Aspire. Great stuff. They have their fingers in a lot of other things around campus. And then at EHS, Angela Crow-Black and her co-PIs, Shanika Pope and Sharon Custer, they received a U.S. Department of Education grant for $5 million. So that is fantastic. Yeah. Very exciting. And their charge is to prepare 150 new social workers at the graduate level to address the shortage that's taking place both in Ohio and around the country. So great news there. And Mert Ball at the regional campuses, engineering technology, but Mert has several grants in the last few years that he contributed to grants totaling more than $650,000. And what he did was he was able to purchase new cutting-edge equipment. He is very happy there after he got that grant, you can tell. And then Katie Abbott, who's our Scripps director, and Scripps has done a phenomenal job. We just celebrated 100 years of Scripps on campus last year. It was an amazing time to see all what they have accomplished and the legacy they left and just how much momentum they still have going. But she received an Ohio Department of Education grant for $645,000 for long-term care research here in Ohio. And then Justin Saul in computer engineering, in the College of Engineering and Computing, and he got a National Institute of Health grant for $2.5 million. And what Justin is doing is looking at tissue engineered ovaries for the treatment of osteoporosis. And so really high-tech stuff going on in terms of tissue engineering. And if you kind of look at it, the NIH R01 grants are very competitive. The top scholars in the country are the ones that are competitive for those. And so kudos to Jason just for amazingly getting this R01. It's just awesome. And currently at Miami, we have 33 NIH grants that are active, and we have 57 NSF grants that are currently active. And then Elizabeth Olika Loken, she received a national Endowment of the Arts grant to focus in on arts-based, virtual, intergenerational, dementia-friendly web applications. And so she's been working with OMA, Opening Minds Through Art, for years, and she engages the students in terms of working with those with dementia and memory loss to do art. And it's really an extraordinary program. And she's our only NEA grant member right now on campus, and we currently have about 6 other NEH grants for the National Endowment for the Humanities. And then Stephen Kahn, he's in CAS, the College of Arts, and he just wrote a book that's published by the University of Chicago Press, The Lies of the Land. And it's about rural America and the narrative that rural America is being left behind in the last 150 years. But his research shows something different. He has a different argument that, in fact, rural America has often been at the front of the national parade. And Steve asked me to remind everybody, he said that holidays are coming up, and his book would make a great gift. And there's Brent Smith in FSB, and Brent has 3 papers in the top 500 ranked, the top 50 ranked Financial Times journals that the business faculty look at. And he works on faith and entrepreneurship. So his paper, the recent one in the Journals of Business Venturing, looks to see how faith actually serves as a counterbalance force for entrepreneurs that go through these big swings up and these big swings down and the pressures that all accompanying trying to start your own company from scratch. And he really believes that that brings balance and well-being to their success in the future. So really cool stuff that Brett is doing. And then Michelle Navakis, she's in CAS as well, and she just published a book in Princeton University Press called Coral Lives. And we all know the threats to coral reefs and the marine ecosystem based on the climate change. But this goes further. It's a literary and cultural story of coral, as it was a personal ornament. It's also a global commodity and also a very powerful, powerful political metaphor. So we got great stuff going on with faculty members and so forth. And then our undergraduates are really doing well. And here's just 2 examples. These are our 2 astronaut scholars. Many universities hope to get even just 1 if they can, but we got 2. And so we have fantastic undergraduates that get involved in research all the time. And in fact, this past year, we had about 2,000 unique undergraduates doing research, and then some were doing 2 projects. So when you count it all up, we probably had about 3,000 different undergraduate projects going on. So we do this at scale at Miami, and that's been a strength and a very distinctive feature of our university. So Luke Lang, class of 24, he's a computer science and data science major, and what he's working on are algorithms and so forth for suicide prevention. And Luke's already got one published paper in a peer-reviewed article journal, and he's also got 2 conference proceedings published, and so just a great, great sort of story in what he's doing. Then Hannah Woodkey, class of 24, is a geology major and environmental sciences, and she works on sort of the toxic effects of talcum powder, for example, in various diseases from cancer to mesothelioma. And she is also not just an astronaut scholar, but she's a Goldman scholar as well. So our undergraduates are doing great things and really contributing to the research enterprise in ways that you just don't see at other institutions. And then if you're interested, this conversation, we have a partnership, and it's an organization that actually gets out stories based on scholarly work to the public. And so they work with you so that you can kind of fine-tune it and get it down to a level that the public will really understand and see the value in your research. And we had several placements lately. We had Nathan French, who talked about the Saudi reforms. We had Michelle Navakis, who talked about climate change based on our new book on coral reefs and coral lives. Rodney Coates looked at the distortion of contributions that enslaved Americans made to society in Florida's academic standards. Then we had Michael Crowder, who talked about bubbles. I'm just trying to be funny, Michael, but in any event, we've had 12 articles in the conversation. This partnership has been fantastic. If you're interested, let us know, because we'd love to get you involved. But these 12 articles resulted in about 128,000 reads for number one. The second thing, they were published in, picked up by 128 other media outlets from Fortune 500, the Associated Press, NPR, Time, and the Chicago Tribune. So lots of good media has picked it up. And also, if you look at it and see the potential for how many people these could hit in all those different publications, it would be over 400 million. So if you want to get involved with this, we'd love to have you, but it's a great way to take scholarship, which we oftentimes publish in journal papers or academic books and so forth, and get it out there to the public, and so they can see what we're doing. And now, switching gears to creativity and entrepreneurship, I think the spirit of entrepreneurship really sort of influences a lot of what we do here at Miami. We have our artistic performances and CCA. We have our idea venturing that we do with the John Altman Institute for Entrepreneurship and now Elm Street. We have innovative pedagogy that goes on where we're trying new things all the time with our faculty members. And it's really a culture that we think, nothing's impossible and that we can create anything new that we want to try. And so it's really fun to do that. I wanted to share with you kind of a statistic that we recently learned, and it really shows the impact of the entrepreneurial culture that Miami has on the state of Ohio. So they did an economic development study of all the Ohio 14 public institutions. And so in these institutions, they looked at how much money came in based on what they do. And we got a big number collectively of $70 billion. And then they look at little categories. And they looked at the entrepreneurship category and asked how much each institution actually gets back from entrepreneurship. And so collectively, as all these schools in Ohio get together, we had about a $1.7 billion sort of economic impact. But when they separate Miami out, of that 1.7, 1.1 was from Miamians. And so we really had a fantastic run there in entrepreneurship and how it contributes to this really strong Ohio economy. So that's very exciting. So the Altman Institute for Entrepreneurship, and now the Department of Entrepreneurship as well, they've been ranked for a decade and a half plus in being the top 10 program in the country for undergraduates. And we have a new thing coming. This is very exciting. It's called the Red Hawk 50. And so what they're going to do is celebrate the top 50 fastest growing companies that are MU sort of led or started or launched. And so it's going to be very exciting. We've already had 520 nominations for this first class. There was 360 unique companies, and EY will serve as a partner for us to get this out. So March 15th will be the big day. We're looking forward to having those Miamians back to our community and our area, and this big sort of, this big celebration will occur at the Cincinnati Music Hall. So we're very excited for that. Can't wait to see that going on. Then at Elm Street, so the Lee and Rosemary Fisher Innovation College in Elm just opened, as I mentioned, in Elm Street. And we have an anchor company, we have other kind of organizations in there right now. But our first startup company is Valandria Smith Lash. And Valandria just graduated last year. She was a speech pathology major, but she's starting a company called Course Culture, and it's around skincare cream. And so how did she get the idea? Well, her mom was diagnosed with lupus, and the medications were, in fact, giving her mom skin problems, et cetera. And so she wanted to sort of develop something for her mother. And so she started experimenting with these shea butters, and then, friends and family started to like them, and they started catching on. And so she saw there was a business there, and so she created Course Culture, and she will be our very first startup company in the College of Elm. So it's very exciting. And then we have Cody Lance, class of 25, he's a regional student in business, and Robert Custer, 23, who's an Oxford engineering student. And they're collaborating with one of our companies in the College of Elm, and they're actually taking something that's like a diaper. And so the bag you see there is a 2-foot by 1-foot bag, and what it has in there is this very absorptive polymer. So it's kind of like a diaper. And polymers are these big molecular weight materials that actually, the ones that are super absorbent, can absorb 500 to 1,000 times their molecular weight. So pretty extraordinary molecules. Well, what they're making are these bags, which they want to use to put in the bottom of coolers, so that when the ice melts, it sucks up the water, or perhaps when there's baseball fields, you want to throw it down, or softball fields, maybe is a better analogy, like all the guys who are on the softball, throw it down on the field so it absorbs the water after a rain, or even for floodplains when they can suck up the water and become sort of like a pseudo replacement for a sandbag. Let me show you this video, it's super cool. So it's a 1 by 2 foot thing, and they're pouring in 5 gallons of water. Here you go. This is sped up, but it's a 1 minute in real time. So you see the bag growing, it sucks up all that water, and that weighs now almost 50 pounds because it just absorbed 5 gallons of water in 1 minute. Isn't that extraordinary? So it's really cool stuff going on at College of Elm. We hope you can join us there. And Professor Mark Scott in the College of Engineering and Computing, he just had a patent issued. And the cool thing about Mark and the patent was there was also a graduate student on it. So imagine graduating and getting a graduate student on it and having a patent on your resume. It's pretty cool stuff. What his invention is how to diagnose the health of power electronics. So it's very neat what they're doing in the electronics industry and the circuit industry. So far at Miami this past year, we had 15 invention disclosures. That's kind of where you start when you have an idea. We look at those, and then we had about 5 provisional patents that give you 1 year of kind of protection. And then we filed 3 full patents, which we call sort of non-provisional patents. And then 2 patents were issued last year. So really great stuff going on in terms of the innovations in there. And then Sarah Arter, a nursing professor in class in the regional campuses. And she's actually creating a policy hackathon with the Aspire group. And so what's really neat about this is she's partnering with the American Nursing Association here in Ohio, and they're going to have a hackathon, so to speak, to actually address and try to find solutions to the problem of the big shortage of nurses that we're all experiencing. So we're looking forward to that happening in November. So very exciting stuff going on there. And then there we go. There it is, Cincinnati. Miami takes over Music Hall. And it was really cool. It was spotlighted our phenomenal students and faculty members, where there was the wind ensemble director, Gary Speck, and also our symphony band director, Brooke Johnson, were there. It was just phenomenal for parents and family and alumni, Cincinnatians, and everybody from the region to see all the talent that we have here at Miami. And it's a big part of our sort of entrepreneurial spirit, our creative culture, and kind of all that we do here at Miami in that space. And so now I'm going to switch gears, and I'm going to talk about some of the many dedicated faculty, staff, and students and how they're honored on the national and kind of international scale. And so first, the Career Exploration and Student Success, they were awarded the Excellent Service in Pursuit of Career Excellence Award by the Careers Collective, and it's just phenomenal what they do in terms of helping students figure out their post-graduation career opportunities. So congratulations to the Career Services. I learned how to cut out people in PowerPoint, and so I didn't like their background. I'm sorry, Jen, but it was kind of boring. And so I put you in front of Armstrong instead, so. Really nice. Isn't that nice? I can do that for anybody now. And so Peter Netke in the Farmer School of Business, he recently won the Leary Neal Prize for the best article in the exploration of economic history for 2023. What he did is he looked at geocoding sort of the census data from 1790 to 1940, and it really helps us sort of figure out the location and aspects of history here in this country. So this economic approach is really going to help us actually study history. So congratulations on that big award to Peter. And then we have Beth Miller in EH&S, and Beth won the 2023 Excellence Award for outcomes research from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and it was for advancing the understanding of weight management. So really a fantastic award in her field, and congratulations to Beth. Then Leanne Tan in the College of Creative Arts. She won the 2023 Music Teachers National Association Award for the Best Article of the Year. And her title there was Listening with Your Brain and How Music Understanding with Artistry. So really a lot of great awards that our faculty and staff are receiving, and it's really exciting. This one is really neat. It's the Myaami tribe and our information technology group got together and they were collaborating. And what they did is they were awarded this year the CIO 100 Award. It was for their collaboration. So the Myaami Center has been working on the National Breath of Life and really sort of building capacity, so leveraging the language archives so other tribes can utilize them. Well, IT got involved with them so this thing could be expanded and scalable so it could help out more tribes. And they were honored as the CIO 100 Award winner. So really great stuff going on the collaborative efforts between our tribe and IT here at Myaami. And now switching gears to preserving our ecosystem. And so Myaami is devoted to really leading in the sustainability area. It's very important to us. We've been very passionate about it, and we've been working on it for more than a decade. Our sustainability initiatives have cut the carbon footprint here at the university by more than 50%. And we turned off our coal plant in 2017. And so we really got a lot of momentum. And a lot of the technology that we've applied in the past has been geothermal. So basically what we do is we use the ground as a battery. We can pull up heat in the winter and we can make it colder in the summer. And so it's really sort of neat, and we're really committed here. So if you look at this plot, you look at that green region there, what you can see is up to present and over the past decade, and you can see what we've done is cut that sort of output of carbon, the metric tons, by more than half. So that's very exciting. But the future, you look, those are predictions after the green, and how do we get to carbon neutrality as an institution? How do we lead the way? Well, I signed the President Climate's Task Force Challenge a few years ago. And it was basically you had to create a plan to get to carbon neutrality and give them the date to do that. And so we had the Climate Action Task Force of faculty, students, staff, and community members working on this for the past 3 years, doing an incredible job. And they explored all the many paths that you can get to carbon neutrality through some of those alternative things from geothermal, solar, biogas, hydroelectric, RECs, et cetera. And so today I'm proud to announce that Myaami will go carbon neutral. We moved up the date to 2040. So we're very excited about that effort in here in the future. And then advancing our distinction. So our distinction and uniqueness really comes from the way in which we interact with undergraduates. Been at a lot of great institutions, but I've never seen it go on at scale like here at Myaami. And it's largely focused around our teacher-scholar model. You self-select to come here to be a faculty member or staff, and you really enjoy that interacting with the undergraduate students. And so it's a big deal for all of us here at the institution. And so the teacher-scholar model has many sort of aspects to it. First, we put the best scholarly faculty at first years too, and so they get involved with those students that are coming in for the first time, and they're seeing scholars that are extraordinarily sort of the reputation in their field teach them. The second thing is that the faculty members bring in research in the classroom, so they go beyond the textbook. And if you do that at scale, and all the students see this in their different classes, they learn all the different research methodologies, from interpretive research to translational, to basic, to pure, to applied. And so all kinds of great approaches that they can then apply to other things. And so they get a chance to see all those methodologies. And then there's the pedagogy research. And so our faculty members can experiment with new ways to teach. And that can result in sort of some great ideas that can be disseminated to other educators, and we publish there. So the tangible outcomes, we get publications, we disseminate, we go to conferences, and really share our experiences with others so they can adapt and mimic it. And also students, particularly those at the undergraduate level that are so engaged in research, often have their first peer-reviewed publication. And many students come here at Myaami and they start off doing research early on, and they have this kind of mentor-faculty relationship, and then it transitions and moves into almost a colleague-colleague relationship as they become part of the sort of the research enterprise of that faculty members group, and also move forward as they become the expert in the field. And so they graduate and eventually become leader learners out there in society as they go on. So Megan Gerhardt's in our Farmer School of Business, and she's fantastic at practicing the model. Then Alexis Zeller is a nursing professor, and she actually works on things around research on simulation and gaming and other active teaching strategies in nursing education. And she also tracks that to see how it impacts clinical judgment and attainment. And so she does a really neat job with our nurses. And then we have Eric Hodgson in the College of Creative Arts, and his background is actually cognitive psychology. And what he does is he brings that into sort of the digital world. And so in his class, the students, they actually create 3D art, they create animation, they look at gaming, and they build their own game platforms and so forth. And so before they graduate, they're already embedded in creating something that nobody else has ever worked on before. So it's a very exciting sort of teacher-scholar model that he practices. And then Cameron Hay Rollins in anthropology, she asked a simple question in class: how do you know? And so she asked the students, how do they know, and what facts they have based on what their assumptions are, what they believe, what their hypothesis might be, and so forth. And so she works with them on finding publications and facts and tries to put that to really sort of substantiate what their claims or hypotheses are. And so she always talks about there's always surprises in her classroom because people find out things that they thought were true, which end up not being true, based on this sort of calculated, intentional way in which she teaches research in the classroom. So really great things going on the teacher-scholar model. And then our philosophy for embracing diversity has always been around inclusive excellence. And so inclusive excellence is a strategy, it's a philosophy, it's what we believe in, it's our passion. And that means that DE&I is not a single goal, but it should be in every one of our goals and integrated throughout the fabric of this university. It also means that DEI is just not a responsibility of one person's job here at Miami, but it's all of our responsibility. And so we've done a lot of sort of work in the area and really have made great gains and so forth. One thing to mention here is that we have been the recipients of the Higher Education Excellence Award in Diversity for 3 straight years. We're waiting for this year to see how it goes, but that's a great run in terms of how we compare with others in the country in terms of our diversity efforts. So a big congratulations to them. And also, our LSAM program with Carolyn Craig directs has won again the most inspiring STEM award in the country, and she's also won that 3 years in a row with the cohort of students that are underrepresented in the STEM disciplines. So we really are having some great success in terms of what we're doing, and we really compare well what we do with others out there in higher ed. And so in 2018, we did our first Freedom Summer of 64 award, and it was an award for those that exemplify sort of the fight for civil rights and the fight for change. And our first recipient, it was pretty amazing when we did this. It was John Lewis, the honorable congressman from Georgia, who shortly thereafter passed away, but we got to really be with him and award him that in DC. And we had all kinds of alumni come back, and it was really an emotional ceremony. And this year, our award recipient is going to be our very own Will Haygood, class of 76. And many of you know Will. He teaches here at Miami, and he's back and forth all the time giving lectures. He wrote The Butler, which turned into a great movie. He also shared with us Tigerland and Colorization, 2 books that we actually embraced on this campus in our community and read as they came out and hit the marketplace. And so we're grateful for all of what Will does, and also we can't wait to honor him this fall with the Freedom Summer of 64 Award. And then in Lewis Place, last year at the museum, last year in the Cox Museum here on campus, there was a wonderful gallery exhibition of this black and white photography of Shapiro that took during 1964 when the students sort of descended on this campus and they were training to actually go down to the Deep South to register black voters. And so I was just inspired by this, and I wanted to, so we got it in Lewis Place. And so we got it in one of the rooms in Lewis Place in the front there. And that room has sort of picked up the name Freedom Room now, but it's just extraordinary photography. So it has all this black and white photography. And then one of our students, Isabella Abradovich, class of 26, is an arts education major. And in one of her classes, she was inspired by the Freedom of Summer of 64 video, which was in Professor Stephanie Danker's class. And so she actually drew the picture of Cheney, Goodman, and Schwerner, the 3 boys that were on this campus that left, that were murdered by the Klan in 1964 in Mississippi. So that picture now hangs in Lewis Place, and it's just a great addition to all those Shapiro black and white photographs, and I hope you can come and see this someday. And then, of course, our Cincinnati Scholars. We've been at it now for more than 5 years, and it's great. We've had about 50 participate to date. We had our first cohorts graduate, and it's really going well. Cohort 5, which is our 2022 start, they had a 90% retention rate, which is just phenomenal. And then cohort 4, which started in 2021, they had a 100% persistent rate for the upper class and also a 3.14 average GPA. And Rodney Coates, the professor here on campus, really works so well mentoring these students. He does a great job with them, and he's just really been a big champion of this program. And he's just fantastic. But don't give him your cell phone number if you don't want to. And living our mission. So Miami staff and faculty, they really place the institution and the students as the first priority. It's just extraordinary, the dedication that you see on this campus. And sometimes if you haven't been out and about and been in other places, you don't really know how powerful it is to have that here. So the constant dedication and the selfless service that we see is vital to our future and how we flourish together. And so we have a new person in town, a new dean. And so let's give a warm welcome to Bashan Smith, who just joined us a month ago. But Bashan, he does this little thing. It's called Breaking Bread with Bashan. I haven't gone yet. But anyway, I'll show up someday. But in any event, he does that. He meets with students where they're at, finds out their concerns, their aspirations, their dreams, and really going well. So congratulations to being off to a great start here, and welcome to Miami as Dean of Students. Then Jay Hammer, he's a ground specialist and horticulturist on campus. And we've been a bit short-handed around campus with labor shortage. And whenever we needed something, Jay always stepped up and said, how can I help? And so he's always been there to help us out all the time, anytime, and every time. And so he's just an extraordinary individual. And recently, he became an arborist, and he's certified now, and he helps us keep our trees healthy and clean and everything else. And so thank you, Jay, for all that you do to keep our iconic campus so beautiful. Yeah. And Marilyn Heflin, senior project manager here at Miami, and she was responsible for some very big projects. And so she oversaw the project management for both the College at Elm and also the Clinical Health Sciences building. So she does a fantastic job, and really thank you so much for bolstering our academic enterprise here at Miami. Then our mental health task force, just an extraordinary effort on any account. And so it was led by Professor Brooke Flinders and Dr. Jane Burnell. And then there were 66 students, faculty, and staff that were involved in looking at what we offer in mental health areas and how we can do better and how we can improve. Well, they went out there and they had 27 listening sessions, 56 recommendations came out of the report, and we knew we had a strong foundation, but we also know that we got to make everybody aware of all the services that we have so they can capitalize on it. And so change in this area requires a lot of buy-in from our campus, and so please get involved with this effort. It's very important to all of us and very important to our students. But I wanted to give a big shout out to this committee, because when I met with them after they were done, they were so excited, they were positive, enthusiastic, and they couldn't have been more collaborative throughout this whole process. Yeah. How am I doing on time? Not so good? All right, so we launched the public phase of our campaign. It wasn't really a big secret, but we did it this past year. And it's called For Love, for Honor, for Those Who Will. And it's essential to our success in the future, particularly fundraising around our major priority, which has been scholarships and more scholarships for need-based and merit-based aid. And so we're really excited about where we're at today. Here's a pie chart to show you where the dollars that we raised since 2016 are going. And so our number today is $627 million. And we want to get to $1 billion in the next few years. And 85% of that money raised so far is targeted towards academics. And so we really put a big focus on the academic enterprise here. And then 41% of the dollars is actually for scholarships, as that's our number one priority. And then if you kind of look at the campaign total, and we look at both the calendar year and the academic year, and this past calendar year, 22 to 23, we had our first $100 million year in the history of Miami University at $103 million. The academic year is at $58 million, and so far, year to date, just starting counting in July 1st, we're at about $13 million. So it's really going along well, and we're excited to actually move forward, and we're doing a lot of fundraising. And there's a little program here called CAP, and I hope you can get involved with it. Many people have capitalized on it. but what is a little certificate program where you get with advancement and you learn how you can contribute to the fundraising and actually developing proposals and ideas and so forth to make it so we get more ideas out there to get more funding, in fact. Here's a couple of our generous donors, Carol and Richard Cox Art Museum. There's a picture of Richard. He named it after his late wife, Carol. The Lee and Rosemary Fisher College at Elm and Lee and Rosemary. You all know them here. They're fantastic. They're our local community members, and it was just great to have their name on the College at Elm building there. And they've been big, staunch supporters of our Glee Club, who's upstairs today. And then Dan and Soroya Williams, and they work on the LIFE program. They fund that, and that's how we integrate faith and entrepreneurship, which I discussed earlier. So we have some really great, generous donors, and we also have great progress going on in our campaign. And so fulfilling our purpose, oopsie, I didn't want to show you that yet, but we have 225,000 alumni strong, actually more than that, and they graduate and they go off and do big things. They're coaches, they're judges, they're entrepreneurs, they're teachers, they're elected officials, they're military officers. They do everything, and it's a highly accomplished group. And I just wanted to share a few examples with you today. And so Camille Stewart Gloucester, she was appointed by the White House. She's the Deputy National Cyber Director in Technology and Ecosystem Security. So she works on things like technology security, supply chain, data security, cyber workforce, and some of those big issues that we have in the country today. So just doing a great job. We're so glad she's in the White House. And Beth Stelling, if you haven't seen her, she's very funny. She was here in 2016, and she's a 2007 graduate and a theater major. And all right, we got some woos. And so Beth is now streaming on HBO Max, and she's also has a half-hour special on Netflix. And so if you can catch that, please do. It's called The Stand-Ups. And then Dr. Mary Webb is 2023 Cincinnati Public School Educator of the Year, and Mary is a math professor. So just an extraordinary accomplishment. And here you go, one of our generous donors, Dave Defoe, 84. He graduated in Miami and went off and did great things. He started a company called Flavor Man, which makes flavors for drinks and so forth. And Flavor Man is housed in Louisville, Kentucky. And he was the Kentucky Business Owner of the Year. And so they invited the 50 from the various states to the White House, and there you can see him with VP Harris. And so really I bet it was a thrill for him, and certainly we're very proud of all that he's accomplished, and it's just very nice to collaborate with Flavor Man. And then I want to talk a little bit about partnerships, and kind of the old adage that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts really rings true here, that we have to partner more in the future. When resources are thinner, we need to get out there and do more with others. It can elevate our brand, we can elevate their brand, and we can make progress towards something that we probably couldn't do individually as we work together. I love showing this picture of the Legacy Circle of Western College Alumni Association because it's a very special partnership for both Renata and I, and it really reflects and signals what I'm about to talk about in these partnerships. So first, we partner with Cleveland Clinic, and we've had several cohorts go through. They do a micro-credential around data science and analytics for their employees. And then CVG, the Northern Kentucky Airport, the big one, they took over our airport, Oxford International. That's a joke. And they're doing a great job there. It's all been renovated. It looks fantastic if you haven't been out there. And then we'll probably take this partnership into new ways, into sort of air mobility and advanced air mobility research and so forth. So we're very excited about that and where that's headed. And the Lilly Leadership Institute got started last year. It's for STEM students. We're very excited about that. And it's off to just a fantastic start, and it had a long legacy of leadership here at Miami University. And then TriHealth has been our partner, and they do all kinds of great things. They contributed to the new building in clinical health sciences. But even more importantly than that, there's 22 TriHealth employees here on our campus, and they keep our students healthy and safe. And so they just do an incredible job, and so we're very excited to work with them. And then Stryker. You know, we have a lot of placements in Stryker, so we have all kinds of alumni there. It's one of the #1 companies in healthcare devices, and they just do a great job, and there's just all over the place. And if you look at, they gifted all kinds of great things to us in the new clinical health science building, and also the clinical building, the nursing building on the Hamilton campus. And if you go in there, it looks like a little bit of a Stryker commercial, but that's great. But nevertheless, it's really fantastic to have state-of-the-art equipment for our students to actually practice and train on and be educated on. So really some exciting stuff. And then here, when you look at this collaborations, I think the regional campuses have knocked it out of the park. And so our Work Plus program started a few years ago. And it started off with 24 students and 8 company partners. And today, we're at 19 company partners and 70 students. And so it's really grown. What it is the following. Students apply to the Hamilton or Middletown campus, the regional campuses. They get accepted, and they interview at one of our partner companies. And then they're hired there. They work part-time, and then they get paid a part-time salary, but then they get their tuition paid for by the company. So it's not just a debt-free education, but it's a free education for them. And we're very excited with this growth and where it's heading. And not only do you graduate with money in your pocket and sort of no debt, but you also have a 4-year resume. So you have a great degree, but you also just have 4 years of work experience to go along with that. So we're very excited about that. It was signed into law by Governor Mike DeWine a few years ago because he wants to disseminate that to all other schools in Ohio. Oh, there's a picture of Emma Crockett there. She graduated in December, and she's working at the local YMCA. And then our Early College Academy. This is a fantastic program. It's amazing what these students are doing. It just started last year with Middletown and Hamilton school systems. So the students are in high school, their junior and senior year, and they actually come to Miami's campuses, the regional campuses, and they actually take CCP credit. So that's College Credit Plus, and so it's basically free for them. And then they graduate, they get back to the high schools after that, and they come back the next day. But they graduate with both a high school diploma and a Miami University associate degree at 18 years old. And so it's been fantastic, and it's grown beyond Hamilton and Middletown this year to Winton Woods, New Miami, Madison, and Franklin school systems. And so now we have over 100 students in this program, and so it's just kind of neat and fantastic. And then graduating champions. Miami's really renowned for its approach to athletics. It produces champions, and they have this great mantra, which I love. It's graduating with a championship ring on one hand and a Miami diploma in the other. And they really take it to heart that this is a full education. We want them to be great on the pitch, field, court, ice, whatever it may be, but also want them to be incredible student scholars in the classroom, and that they are. And so here's a couple of examples. Softball teams here. Give them a big round of applause. So Miami softball has won several years in a row the MAC championship, and last year they won both the tournament championship and the regular season. But I don't know if you watched the NCAA playoffs, but this call at home plate with Northwestern was baloney. I still they have replay for a reason. I don't know why they didn't reverse that call. I'm not mad. We'll get them next year, but nevertheless, I'm not going to forget it. And then field hockey, of course, have been winning ever since I got here. They also won 2 championships, both the tournament and the regular season. Men's cross country won the MAC championship. Men's swim and dive won the MAC championship. And our synchro team this past year, the collegiate team were national champions. And our international team got to compete internationally and were 6th place in the world. And I wanted to show this. It was pretty extraordinary. And it's one of those memories that you'll never forget. Because the World Championship for synchronized skating was in Lake Placid this year, so many of us got a chance to go and watch it. And what's neat about this is that, yes, Miami was there as Miami, but they competed on the national scale to represent the United States. And so it was not just the team for Miami, but they're also representing the country. And so it's just amazing when they came out on the ice here, and the crowd went kind of ballistic for them. And so I'll just play that there. That was warm-up. That was me. So really, just really neat for them to see what they've really accomplished. And then Camber Hayes is a midfielder on the women's soccer team, and she was named the Female 2023 Arthur Ashe Scholar Award of the Year. Just an incredible student athlete. And she also has a 4.0 in biology and pre-medical sciences. So highly accomplished, and this very competitive award, and we sure are proud on what she's done. And if you haven't seen it, the victory bell's outside. And so you got to ring that. It was a fantastic win, probably one of the most exciting, or the most exciting college football game I ever have watched. And so serving our world, our students and faculty and staff are out there in communities and around the world serving in selfless ways, doing all kinds of incredible work. And I wanted to give a shout out to the Miami student. They have a podcast called People and Policies, and there you see Olivia Patel and Raquel Hirsch. And what they do is they talk about Oxford election politics and election cycle. And so they get out there and talk to candidates on what's most important for students, faculty, staff, and the citizens and community residents here in Oxford. So it's really kind of a neat podcast that they do. And then Miami's Greek community, they do a lot of volunteerism and service. And so last year they did more than 26,000 hours of volunteerism and service collectively. And when you equate that to economic impact, it's over $850,000. And then they also do sort of many fundraising efforts around diseases and awareness and other advocacy efforts where they raised more than $170,000 collectively to support those efforts and other not-for-profit and other foundational work. You can see here that at the Talawanda High School and also working with a local place that takes care of the dogs as well. And then our government relations network, we call them the GRNs, our students. Many of them have the posters outside, so if you haven't had a chance to see them and talk to them, they're just fantastic. And last week they were in Columbus. We had 40 students from the GRN, and they had 70 different meetings with elected officials and also folks in the executive branch. And so they go there and they talk about higher ed and advocate for higher ed. They talk about what scholarships and financial aid meant to them and how it enabled them to go to college here in Ohio. They talk about what it's going to take to have them stay in Ohio, so that we know how to actually capture our graduates and keep them in the great state of Ohio after graduation. And then 20 of those students presented posters at a very nice Miami event where we invited a lot of elected officials and folks from Miami that now work in Columbus. And so just a neat group. And then our Engineers Without Borders, they've been working in Uganda since 2018 on a water project. And so you see Nation Athbrook there, he's a mechanical engineering major, and Vivian Dow, who's also a mechanical engineering major. And what they did is they created water treatment plants. It's a big project, and they're driven by, there's no electricity out there, so they're driven by 3 solar fields that they also had to work with. They created 15 different access points so that community members could gather water in that area. And now daily in this community, they actually deliver 70,000 liters of water that serve 35,000 community members. So just extraordinary in what they do. Then Miami University Student Foundation, Musef. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Are you here? Or is that advancement team over there? They brought back the bike race. And so Miami ran this bike race between 1974 to 2005 on campus, and it was only second to the bigger bike race at IU called the Little 500. But it was discontinued, and so Musef brought that back recently, and this past weekend they had the race. They had 8 teams, and so it's growing in popularity. I hope you all can get a team next year and fundraise for it. But Musef does some extraordinary work for us. They raise annually about $200,000, and this year alone, they give out about 10 scholarships to students, and so really got their heart and soul in Miami. And then the urban cohort in Cincinnati, there were 4 Miami students that actually were funded by the PNC Trust Grant, and they lived and worked in a marginalized community in Cincinnati, and they became mentors. They built relationships and so forth with kids and students down there that were between the ages of 6 and 15 years old. And this is kind of a neat story. So Tom Misko is a professor here in EH&S, and he actually works focusing in on the Ukraine. And so there's a program where you take a pickup truck and you deliver all kinds of supplies, humanitarian supplies, and they drive it to the Ukraine border. And so he's been doing that. And the neat thing about this, too, is it's connected to Miami because the founder of this foundation is a Miami alum named Jeff Hartman. And so it's really, truly an extraordinary kind of thing what they're doing there to help out the Ukrainian citizens today. And I think that just about does it for today. I'm going to rub this guy's head here a little bit there. There we go. But just thank you so much, everybody, for your incredible work and your dedication and your commitment to Miami. This place is extraordinary, and there's certainly headwinds in higher ed coming our way and other kinds of external pressures such as inflation and other elements in the world we'll have to move on and deal with in the future. But I truly am privileged to be here and serve as your president and see all the exciting things that you do. And It's always a thrill for me every year to get up here and talk about just a small sliver of what goes on this campus. So thank you very much. I admire and appreciate, and I'm grateful for all that you do. And so thank you very much, and have a great day. And if you can sort of wait one more minute, I'm going to hand it over to the Miami University Men's Glee Club. Thanks again, everyone.